Wills, I see that you have a dog, a beautiful dog there. Look at those lovely ears that she's got. Oh, I'm sure that a lot of people will like seeing this because we have dog lovers. So, Wills, can I just say, welcome to Give Me a Break. So, what do you actually do for a break, Wills?
I like doing watercolor paintings and drawings,
Wow.
and this is something I do with that. That's a beach scene, a bit of scene with that, and then I do a Zoom course with a guy called Roy Monday every Tuesdays between 7 and 9 on Zoom, and this is what we something to do, and that's just a figure of a man, and it's just about 5 minute sketches. He says, do spontaneity, don't do any thought in it, just do your creativity. There's something like that there. And then sometimes we do, and that's a country scene with like flowers and trees and fields, and we do that. And then about 2 weeks ago, we were doing like ships, our ships, and see the figures there, and the mast and the sea and the different colours and the dynamics of the day. And then I'll show you one more last one. That's of a house we did about 80 years ago. Yeah, that's well, I believe that God does give us each gift to be right, draw, paint. And I do like watercolor painting. It's just so easy, therapeutic. And I like to try and do it for the glory of God. I know I'm not a very good artist, but I'm doing it. We're all going on a creative journey. And I just really love expressing myself and learning different mixing, a tool for mixing different colours and all the primary colours, and it's absolutely wonderful. And sometimes I like to go out to a location and try and do it. That's like here in North Liverpool, and it's good to go to Crosby Beach to try and get the atmosphere of the
I,
beach.
I do love the colours of your pictures. I think they're beautiful. And I actually do like watercolours. I think they look absolutely stunning. So, when did you start doing this hobby of yours?
I just got myself a few paints and 2 or 3 drawing pads, and I just started from there really. And my sister, Faith, yeah, she likes doing art as well, and she lives in Penarth, Cardiff. And my other sister Julia, she does some art as well from time to time. Jeannie, anyway, yeah. So there's so many different levels, and I like to try and express my Christian faith by doing by doing maybe the three crosses on the day of crucifixion, and that I'm just very basic level, but I'm sure that I'll get there in the end, really.
So, you can improve on this, can't you, as you go along and get some tuition
Yeah,
or go to an art class?
yeah, that's right.
You
Mhm.
mentioned God in this. Do you find that creation really inspires you?
Oh yes, definitely. Wherever you go, when you go walk in the countryside and you see a beautiful flower or a sunset or sunrise, and yeah, that I can see the finger hand of God, in all creation, especially the stars, the solar system. But with like with like what I do is just basic stuff, really, everyday objects that I like to try and capture.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we can miss some of that lovely creation that God has made. Like, for instance, flowers, and leaves, and you can see the beautiful veins in a leaf, or the lovely shape in a petal, and the different sizes of flowers. I mean,
Yeah.
do you take all that into consideration as well?
Yes, I do. I'm just learning. I do basic landscapes. But I would like to try and do a basic leaf, I had to really go into that. Really, that's I like. I like to try and draw in pencil as well, but it's primarily watercolors, and I've also got acrylic. I did what a course once in oil, and that's a very different medium from watercolors, as you can do a lot more creative expanding on the actual canvas or paper with oils, and it's quite smelly and quite messy.
Yes.
And some of the oils have to spend about 3 or 4 weeks just to dry. But you can get odorless oil paints as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's so much you can go on for infinity creating, really.
You said you find it therapeutic
Yes,
and
I do.
relaxing. In what way?
Um, I don't know, if you get a bit stressed out or get bored doing the media, looking at the TV, it's best to come aside and just do it. Because sometimes you can only spend about maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes each day to do it. Or maybe sometimes I may, if I'm doing the class on Zoom, could last up to 2 hours really. So
Wow.
that I think a good session maybe about 45 minutes an hour, and then take a break and then continue it really. And sometimes I have a very small art kit with me, and if I'm anywhere, I could maybe get it out and just draw what's in front of me really.
What about people? You mentioned that you are still learning art and improving. What would you say to somebody who thinks, well, I'd love to do this, but I'm not very good? Where should they start?
They should just start with a pencil and a drawing pad, and just draw an everyday day subject like a table or chair, because we all have the creative within us, but it's the attitude. Because I read a book saying that we're all artists in ourselves, but we got to find it. And so I thought I didn't like art, but I just decided to do it, and I just like to do it. It's even when we were born, when we go to Sunday school, we use pencil crayons within church. They're just exploring their creativity when as children.
Yes.
Yeah, and yes, very simple. The people just say I cannot draw, but I think people have got to apply their mind and have an attitude just to explore their creative side.
And Wills, don't you have another hobby, something to do with diaries? Tell us about that, please.
That's I'd like to keep a diary, just do a resume of my day, what I've been doing, and things like that. And that I find that very therapeutic as well, as that we all forget what we are doing about 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. It's just good just to um, have, have a have a record of one's life really. And then so that's very therapeutic as well really.
Yeah, now you mentioned that sadly your father died in a serious accident,
Yeah.
and you write about your dad in those writings of
Yeah,
yours.
yeah. My father was killed in a car crash,
Hmm.
in Sunday, the 29th of May. No, August, 2004. And that really devastated my mum and two older sisters. So what I ended up doing, I put sort of all my thoughts down, what happened, then each day after that. It took over a year, 18 months. I ended up writing about 1,000 pages over a few notebooks and diaries. So I found that very therapeutic. And that I wrote out all my grief came out in my writing.
Yes, because sometimes people can't express grief openly. Maybe they're a bit more of a private person, or it's too painful. Did it help you writing your feelings?
Yes, it did. Yes, I did. Then after, I had about 2 or 3 counselling sessions over that next year, 2005, maybe 2006. Yeah. Yes, I did benefit from it. And these diaries I've done on my mum's and daughters anyway, so sometimes I will refer to them later on, just see what it's a snapshot of time. It's now nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah. And also, do you find it helps you to keep the memories alive of
Yes, it
your
does.
dad?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
I'm sure. So that would be a good thing to do. I did this myself actually when my own mum passed away. I somebody gave me a little book because they did this. They lost their mum very young age, and they had a little book with remembering things about her, and I did the same. And I have to say, I also found it very therapeutic and helpful to me, and it keeps that memory alive. Now, you lost your father, and how did that affect you? Because losing a dad, did that alter the way you felt about God? Because God is our heavenly Father.
Yes. My dad was a brilliant dad to my older sisters, Faith and Julia. Yes. Yes. So God is my heavenly Father, and I have a good all-round sense of fatherhood, and that's I never had became a father myself, and that's it really. But I've got a very good grounding of a heavenly Father in heaven, loving, caring, restoring, disciplining us, and that's all the things that my dad did as well. But I did this aspiration from time to time, but we all do with our parents in life anyway. And as we
Some
go on, as we go on in life, we do mature, and the
mm,
benefit of hindsight, gosh, why did I do that? And it just goes on in life, we mature in our lives, really.
mm. Some people have not had a good father figure. It's good you had a great father figure there. And some people don't have that in life, and it puts them off of God, shall we say.
Hmm.
What would you say to someone like going through those sort of emotions and feelings?
Obviously, I'll have to hear what they have to say, and obviously they may need a lot of counselling and support. But if it's beautiful father, that you just have to accept them, and to draw alongside them, and to try and talk to them more about Jesus and his heavenly Father. I see the Father, and I like the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, hallowed be thy name. Really, yeah.
Yeah.
It can be very, very hard, hard of that, but that I'll point them to the Bible and the Gospels, uh, and and to tell them, that we have a heavenly Father who can take care of everything.
Wills, can I say thank you for joining me today for Give Me a Break? It's good to hear what you do in your breaks, and continue to enjoy your painting. That's a lovely hobby to have. And I think that's encouraging to have a book to write our emotions in as well. So thank you,
Thank you
Wills,
very
very
much.
much. God bless you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.